Hello, everybody. Here is the Caravan of Unity Europe, and we are in the room of Sacred Female Rising, which is an institute founded by Mira Michelle Jones, the teacher of some of us. And it's about today, we will speak about how would be our world if we are much more rooted to the earth. And this can happen in ceremonies we have gone through. And we will share now our experiences in how it is to live as a woman in these different ages and what are the challenges in our world, how it is today, and how it can change when we really value it and doing ceremonies really to go over this threshold into a new period of our lives. My name is Heidrun. I'm from Germany and I'm called a crone. And we will start with some experiences how our world is now without ceremonies, without valuing, regarding the thresholds of women as something like a weakness, but not as something like a power. So we start with how it is at the moment, and then we continue with how it can be when we have really ceremonies and really valuing these thresholds in our women's life. So I would like to give the world, we first perhaps introduce ourselves, and I would like to give the world to the youngest of us, to Undine and Nina, and one of you can just start.
Maybe I just start. Hello, everybody. My name is Undine Flora, and I participated in the Medicine Woman training by Mira Michelle this year. So I'm still in it, and I just had my ceremony, my first blood ceremony, very recently in July, and I would like to talk about that today with you.
Nina, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello, my name is Nina, and yes, I was 2015 in the Medicine Woman training by Mira Michelle Jones, and has the initiation of the first blood ceremony during that training. Yes.
Thank you, Nina. Magdalena, so we're coming to the ceremonies done through the mothers, for the mothers. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, my name is Magdalena, and I have been initiated last year, exactly, in September now, last year. And I've gone through the birth ceremony, and yeah, I'd like to talk about it with you today. Thank you.
Barbara.
Yes, it's me. I'm Barbara, and I was also in the Medicine Woman training, not as an initiate in a motherhood ceremony, but I was gratefully invited in this circle because I am also a midwife and have to say something about birth.
Thank you. And my other crow, my sister Gisela. Gisela, would you like to say something about you?
Hello, I am Gisela. I have the great pleasure to be in this Medicine Woman training since 2013. Since that time, I'd made my own training there. Since the time I assisted, so I know all these wonderful women here, and I participated in all of their ceremonies, which is just amazing and wonderful. And I like to share my experience about being an elder woman, being a crone in our society.
Thank you. So, hello everybody else. I'm very happy that we have some looking on Zoom live with us, and I'm also in say hello to all people who look us on Facebook Live and who might even look later in our talk, because it's not the best time for a woman at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So a lot of us have to work or look after children, but they might like to look at it on Facebook later on. So let's start. How is our world as a young woman? How was or is your experience now, or was before you started to be really initiated? Or how was your experience when you had your first bleeding? How is this in our society? And how can you say that what you as a speaker for the young women, how is it to live as a young woman when you don't have this routine of valuing this special time? Nina, Undine?
I would like to go to Maren. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yay, so good. Hello, sisters. I haven't introduced myself because everybody thought I was numb and I couldn't speak on the phone. Welcome to everybody here. My name is Maren. I've been also initiated in the first blood ceremony. And yeah, how is it for the young ones? I'm not so young anymore, but still I remember very much how it was in the Western society as a German girl. I was introduced to it, that it would happen, the bleeding, and what time. Was very technical. My parents, my mom, my father was out of it. My mother told me everything, but then it was kind of embarrassing still, and very much dealt with the in a technical way. This is a problem, and it's happening now. It's gonna happen to you now every month, and this is how you deal with it. And that was it. And I've been speaking with many women since I've worked in the medicine woman training with Mira Michelle and all of you sisters. We've been sitting in circles, and there was this question: how was your first time when you bled the first time? And oh my God, it was so sad. No. So many of us have experienced it to be alone, something to be ashamed of, something to be scared of, something that only causes pain, something that is something that you don't want. And this is something that's deep in our society right now, is something every girl has to be dealing with it in her own way, but everything that it means, like what's happening to the body, what is happening, the pain that comes up, and the time that you need to feel into what's happening to you, you're not given that. It's not a topic in this society. It's something that the girls have to deal with themselves and then go on. And that's a painful story, especially when you start to feel into what it could be, how it could feel to be initiated as a woman. And then it's such a loss. I look at all the girls now, I feel such a loss when I know that they have not the capacity to really are guided, are helped through into the stage of being a woman and the blessing it is. I know so many women who were fighting with this. You don't want it. Yeah, you don't want the pain. You don't want all the circumstances. And then there's this, you really have to struggle to get to the point where I'm like, this is all belonging to me, and it's a magical miracle, you know? We kind of bypass this miracle time for young women. we don't let them experience this miracle time, and we take something big from them. I feel for me it was a blessing to experience it later, much later, almost 20 years later. I could experience was still a blessing and a big healing.
Thank you, Maren. What I hear is the sadness, the loss, the fighting it, the pain, the not wanting to have it. And now let's see what women who give birth say to that, how it is in our society, giving birth or wanting to give birth.
Yeah, I'd like to say something about it. So Maren just said that actually it doesn't exist that that women or girls are initiated into this phase, and that nobody's talking about it and they are hiding it. I think in the phase of life of an adult woman, it's different. So in television, everybody is talking about the woman, or the woman is illustrated more than the crone or the young girl, I think. And women are illustrated like, in my perception, like the average normed housewife, who's giving birth to children, or they are illustrated like they have to make a career. And mostly women are struggling in my environment if they shall do a career or giving birth to children, and they like to combine it. Yeah. And for me personally, I'd like to give birth to children, and I'd like to be a mother, but this phase of life of an adult woman with this capacity of being a mother, it's more about as an archetype, it's an archetype of fertility, which is creativity. So some women are expressing it in with work and with projects, and others with giving birth to children. Yeah.
So thank you, Magdalena. So we hear about the difficulty for a woman to decide between getting children or having a career, or being totally overwhelmed with two roles at the same time. And I would like to invite Barbara in the profession of a midwife. How is it in our society with giving birth to a child?
I would say in Europe, probably even in more parts of the world, we have a very good obstetric medicine. So there's a big part that is well taken care of, but is concerning the physical body and the medical needs in that time. What is kind of lost probably for most of us is the part that there's a process going on from being a woman to becoming a mother, and this is way less taken care. I'm not saying not at all, but way less. And in a situation where we have even a ceremony to do that, and I'm very grateful that people like Mira Michelle and other indigenous or elder kept this tradition and still give it forward to us, so that we have a chance coming together and have even the part that we are not knowing about us transformed in the collective, that we're coming together and being in a miraculous or creative process with it is even much more powerful. And I would say many of the women that I see during pregnancy, they are more or less trained to have fear and concerns instead of being open to receive the new life and to trust in life and its way, and to trust in their own body, to have the ability to completely open up and be seen, and that the result of what you produce inside this miraculous womb, that this can be seen and coming out, that you trust in this is so very important. And I would say if that part is honored as well, and that we have again a tradition that women give that forward to their daughter and their granddaughter, would be great, and is great.
Yeah, thank you, Barbara. So you're speaking about that a lot of women are not trusting in this process, not are trained in this process, are more or less trained in fear and in concern about their pregnancy and about giving birth to a child, and are cut off. The medical side is well looked after, but they are cut off their roots, their human, womanish roots of giving birth and following this process. Thank you, Barbara. Gisela, my dear Crone sister, would you like to speak for the women who are not bleeding anymore, the elder women in our society? How does this feel?
In German we have this saying, älter werden ist nichts für Feiglinge. Getting older, it needs a lot of courage. And when I look in my society where I live, getting older is not sexy at all. All what advertisement, pharmacy tells me is that I have to try as a woman to look young. There are many anti-aging creams I can buy. Most women dye their hair because getting gray hair is not sexy at all. Many of my friends do it. I know not many women who really wear with dignity their gray hair. There are producers who call their products forever young products. They might be good products, but their name is crazy, isn't it? I mean, so what the society tells me is stay young. That your skin, your muscles, everything looks like you are 30, even when you are 60, and this is not possible. So you get very unhappy with this body who is not young anymore. Even in yoga, I'm a yoga teacher, there are yoga ways that tell you that if you do these exercises every day, you will stay young for 20 more years. I mean, this is crazy. We are getting old. And I see no acceptance for that in our society. And then when you are at this stage that you see that your skin is wrinkling and there are more lines in your face and everything starts to hang down more, you really can get depressive. I think that's what's happening to many elder women. Mm-hmm. They're trying so hard to look young. They don't succeed because that's life, and that makes it really hard for them. So, and but the other thing is that, I mean, we have a lot of life experience, but this is not asked for in our society. We tend to put our old people away, out of sight. They are getting invisible. And we are losing all this wisdom that is there. nobody wants it. It was for me a very, very touching moment when I met at a like a little village party. I met this young man from Africa, and he sat at my side, which is not common to sit beside an elder woman, and he started to talk to me, and he asked me for advice. We did not know each other, but he saw I'm an elder woman and he was in trouble. So he asked me for my advice. And in the end, he said, "Oh, I'm so grateful now that you shared your wisdom with me." And this was a moment that was where I felt, wow, this almost never happens to me in this society.
Yeah.
So we are losing a lot of our wisdom by being like that.
Yeah, so you're speaking about elder women becoming invisible, walking around, but not be of, seems to be not of any recognition anymore, not being seen, not being asked. And in our society, that's really that deep rooted, that getting old, and especially getting old as a woman, it is you better don't get. No? It is a better don't get. So the whole industry is, the whole society is producing stuff that you don't look older, that you don't feel older. Yeah, feeling old is, getting old is a shame as well, in a way. Yeah, you have to hide, you have to protect, to be something else than what you are. And this is taking the power away. This is also taking the power we have. So everything we heard now is taking the power away from women. So we are not allowed to get our power in these special phases of life. But it does not have to be like that. And we all have the experience that it can be different. It can be becoming a powerful woman when we really value these special thresholds in our lives. And I want to give forward again the words to the young women who would like to speak about their ceremonies and what this experience has changed in their lives.
Thank you so much, Heidrun. I take over here again. And I would like to start my part with a quote I got from Mira Michelle that also speaks about power, just what you said, Heidrun. At her first bleeding, a woman meets her power. During her bleeding years, she practices it. At menopause, she becomes it. Traditional Native American saying by Lucy H. Pierce. Yeah, I feel like this quote really is very deep and says a lot about the actual power of women, and how when we start appreciating and valuing these major stages of womanhood, we will find back into our power again. And this is also what the first blood ceremony definitely did to me. As I said, I received it in Mira Michelle's medicine woman training just a couple of months ago, and yeah, it is very, very, very significant to me. Alongside of the Sisters of Sacred Female Rising, I was guided through the elements, you could say, in a beautiful ceremony with lots of flowers on a beautiful summer's day in the sunshine, and together we celebrated the first blood, the first bleeding. You might ask yourself, what is the first blood ceremony? And maybe to sum it up short, it's appreciating and valuing when a young woman starts to bleed for the first time. Yeah, as Maren said, in our society, there's not much space generally to appreciate this beautiful and sacred moment. And yeah, in the training we took the time to honor this moment, and it's one of the 3 main core ceremonies we're doing, first blood ceremony. Yeah, so what did the ceremony or receiving the ceremony change in my life? I feel like I gained a very different and much deeper connection to Mother Earth in many ways. I feel like my sensitivity is growing a lot, and it feels, everything feels very, very different. I feel very, very much more intense how nature is around me, and yeah, that is very, very beautiful. Also, after receiving the ceremony, I noticed that I don't have to fight alone, so to say. I don't have to fight alone. And in this society, you are told a lot that you have to do everything by yourself, and that yeah, you can only succeed if you do it by yourself. But I've noticed more and more that this is not necessary. This is also not true. You don't have to fight alone. We're here together. And there are spirits, I think, that support us. There is our community that supports us, and there are the sisters that support us. And together we're so much stronger, and we can reach so much more and feel so much more in harmony. And that's definitely something that the ceremony has made me remember again, that together we are very, very strong, and that we don't have to fight alone, that we are together strongest. When we find into our power, and when we celebrate this stage of bleeding for the first time, that we remember our power, that we meet our power. And yeah, I would like to read another quote to you. This quote is by Colette Ahun Corcoran. When we menstruate, it is a time that we should become introspect. We should retreat into the safety of ourselves. There is an innate knowledge at this time to look for safety. We wish to stay in, hide from the world, prefer our own company. We can be irritated at other people because of this innate wish for solitary. This is a time we should honor, take care, and love ourselves, and remove anything from ourselves that does not resonate with this. All women should honor this most sacred time. We should teach our daughters the power of this time, when a woman bleeds for the first time from her womb. Our daughters deserve to be educated in the truth of this sacred time, that we are most intuitive, insightful, mystical, powerful, in tune, open, and aware. Thank you.
Thank you, Undine. Yeah, so it changed. Anyone else from the ladies, the young ladies who want to share their experience?
Yes, I would like to share my experience from the initiation. I have to read it. I can't speak so free. Yes, and it was a very special experience for me, and a deep honor for me. I received the first blood ceremony during my medicine woman training in 2015. And this experience has enriched my life greatly until today. It's a treasure that I carry in me and keeps me growing. And in the first moments of receiving the ceremony, I felt a sense of integrity. Every cell of my body felt true, 100% real. And pure love was flowing through my body. I had the feeling that I had been waiting for this day all my life. And in the sacred medicine wheel created by Mira and the sisters, I was able to enter the field of ancient evolution. I saw how I had participated in rituals and ceremonies long before I was born. I was touched so deeply that I started with crying with happiness, but also with a deep pain because of the connecting that I long believed lost. The separation dissolved and I feel connected to everyone and everything. And that was so great and such a deep feeling inside me. It's unbelievable to describe it. And also while reading John Liedloff's book, A Search of the Happiness Lost, I realized that ceremonies are about being human on the deepest level. Once this level is fulfilled, with being carried, held, and loved, in a safe space, in this case by the sisterhood and the sacred space, the sacred circle, we start to heal and grow. And we cannot return from this wisdom. Ever since my wound caused by shame and guilt towards myself and my body received healing, I can trust myself and my instincts again. And I can go my way, my own way. Yes, and the particular experience of the first blood ceremony and the fulfillment of being a woman in a circle of women that goes along with it helps to let go of anxieties and doubts. And every woman can be free, exactly be the one she is. So, sisters, our blood is sacred. And I can only say thank you, sister, thank you, Mira, and my guides, Janti and Angela. Yes, ahe.
Hey. Thank you, Nina. So what I hear from the young women is that this ceremony really, really made a big difference in your lives, and that you could start to heal and to grow, and you became the feeling of being real and being yourself. And you speak about the fulfillment of being a woman. And therefore, I would like to give the word to Magdalena again. Will you share with us a little bit of your ceremony and what it changed in your life?
Yeah. So I'm still so touched by what Ondine and Nina said, and a lot of things. I felt it like this in my initiation. So for me, it was also an honor to take part and to be to represent the initiation of in the framework of Mira Michel's Medicine Woman training in 2019. And it changed my life too, and it's still working actually. So it's been 1 year now, and I feel that it changed my life without my clear intentions. So I had intentions, as I heard birth ceremony, I even felt that it must be, or I felt that it could be me who will be initiated, because I needed it so much to be welcomed. For me, it was like like a birthday party, but on a deeper level, on an even deeper level, like being in a circle of friends, of sisters, of family, and being welcomed. And this was important for me. And on another level, we just talked about society, and when we talk about in terms of fairy tales and storytelling, so there's the woman, the princess and the queen, and I think without this birth initiation, this birth ceremony, I wouldn't have had the link between the princess and the queen. So I really remarked that that I got more grown up. I'm still growing, but on another level of my life phase now as a woman. And before, it changed also a lot my regard towards men. Before, men were little or big brothers for me, and I even couldn't live my womanhood, probably my my sexuality neither, not in a way of an adult woman. And this was the missing link, actually, that I needed to fix, and the step I needed to take for being in this creative phase of life where I can have authority and autonomy, and for building up my own life, my creativity.
Thank you, Magdalena. So I really like the your expression speaking about this initiation was really the missing link between princess and queen, and all these ceremonies are these links. They are linking together. They are really bridging one period of our lives in the other period. Gisela.
Yes, sister. I'm so touched by all of you. I just have to switch now. Yeah. For me, it was so amazing in this circle where I was in, that all these younger women were willing to spend their time and their energy to honor me as an elder woman. That was the first step of deep healing, that there was the acceptance that this is a valuable stage in life. And in this ceremony, one part of it is to kind of walk through all the phases of your life, through childhood, through the time of being a mother, adult woman, to reach then into the crone. And this was such a wonderful feeling to honor all this life that has been lived by me, with all the pain and all the growing and everything that was there, just to honor it. Before, there was more a feeling like, oh, and this is all gone now, and now I'm getting old. But in this moment, this switched into a big, honoring of what was lived, and like harvesting the fruits of it all. And it was a lot about dignity, the dignity of an elder woman to stand there in her power, initiated by herself, by her own will, with the sisters around. I did a lot of this work before alone, which is helpful, but it is so different to do it in a circle of sisters, that it was really going so deep. It is still working in me, even though it's years ago. And there was one more point that just slipped through my mind. And I think I lost it now. Yeah, it's about dignity. It's about harvesting the fruits. It's about being welcome. And what is also very, very wonderful for me is I'm still in these circles. I'm still assisting Mira Michel in her wonderful work. And now I have this special place there of the eldest. Before in my society, I never had a feeling what this could be. But now in the ceremonies, many times I have my place as the eldest, and there are things to do. And it's, I am It's me who has to do them because I am there. And this is so touching every time it happens. It brings me to tears again and again. So wonderful. Makes me feel what we lost by not living this. But it gives me so much hope also that we can bring it back into our lives and how valuable this is. So I'm deeply grateful for this wonderful work Mira Michel is doing there since so many years, giving us all the opportunity to feel it. I mean, many of these things I knew before, I read about it and my intellect knew it, but to feel it, to live it is such a different story. So gratitude, thank you, all of you. And thank you, Mira Michel. Wow.
Thank you, Gisela. Yeah, I really can underline every word, every experience you had. Having also this Crone ceremony, and the most important thing for me is really the sisterhood, and really being able and having the blessing to experience this honoring of being an old wise woman.
Yeah.
And that is and I don't have to fight for it. I don't have to do anything for it. I don't have to perform anything for it. It's just my being and the mirroring and the reaction and the treating me of the younger women, that they say something. So I have one situation in mind. One of the younger sisters I didn't know very well because she came from another training. She asked me one morning, "Oh, can I have your coat?" Because she wanted to go out, and I just came in, and I said, "Yes, sure." And they said, "Oh, thank you. What an honor to wear your coat, the coat of a crone." And that really touched me deep. These are these little things which really, really make a difference. And I really make this difference from now on very consciously, and I'm happy that the younger women do that as well. Really, if you see elder women on the street, on the strand, on the beach, on wherever, look in their faces, say hello to them, see them. That really makes a big difference. Yeah, it is really something what has to go into our lives, and what really should get a mainstream, that we are valuing all ages of women, and that we are valuing the power we are becoming, we are getting from these initiation processes. And this will lead us to our vision. What would be, how would be our world if more of this were in, if all ages of women are so deeply valued and initiated, and when all missing links are there now. So how would our life, how would our world look like? Who wants to speak?
Maybe the three of us can do this together. I think we kind of touched on this topic already, that when we start to value this time, starting to bleed and celebrate this with our daughters, with our friends and the loved people around us, we can truly find our power again, and we can be empowered again. We can stop thinking like, oh no, when I'm going to the toilet, I need to hide my period pad or something, which is something you are told by society that you have to be embarrassed about it. But maybe we can be proud, and we can just start conversation about our menstruation. We can just start embracing it more and being proud to menstruate, and yeah, start the conversation and start being comfortable in our own skin and share that information. Maybe Nina or Maren also want to say something?
Yeah, I really want to say something about that this gives us the freedom to not be ashamed anymore. And this is something that was really, really important, I can say, for my life. To not be ashamed of anything that is womanhood anymore. Not to be free in this. And it there have been so many encounters where I've been harassed for the blood, and the blood is the miracle. The blood is the miracle for everything on this planet. Like, humankind wouldn't exist for our bodies. And to be in this strength, to be in this strength, in this light, in this power, my God. In every ceremony I see these women, and it's such a blessing. And I want to see only shining women and strong women there out on the streets, not only in the circles, but everywhere. I want to see them, the little ones, bathing in the sea, being so free and no shame. And then when they come into this age where everything is like new, to be so happy about this newness, to be so curious about it, to be, yeah, to dive into it deep. And yeah, this recognition among women and among humankind, to see somebody knows herself deeply, that is what I wish for every single one of us here on this planet. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wants to give us some sparkle for the vision we might have together? And also perhaps someone who is listening to us. What does this all mean to you? What you hear now, what you experienced in your life? Please just unmute yourself and speak.
Hey everybody, hey sisters. My name is Lea and I went through the Medicine Woman training in 2019. And currently I'm involved in working in a project that in a way embodies this vision of the first blood ceremony. And it's called Mondmädchenzeit. And it's like a team of women. We are 3 women, 2 women that are older than I am. And we kind of walk alongside girls that are in this transition phase. So it weaves around this time where they start to bleed, around this whole period, this whole stage of really all this change in so many levels, all this orientating, where do I want to go now? What is my direction? And what's coming now? Who am I? How do I feel with the changes within my body? So we just give them space to share all of this, to share about these things, to feel also embedded, to feel connected to older women also, and to be heard in this. And it's really, for me, such a strong thing. I'm really honored to be able to assist there, actually. And really, it's really very lightful. It's really embodying this vision, and gives me a lot of hope and happiness. It's really great. And also this transitioning kind of is even in the end closed with a ritualized way of transitioning, and the girls will sleep a night in the forest alone to really give a form to this transition, to make them really feel, okay, there's a transition going on. And actually this meeting is happening this week, so I'm pretty excited because it's also my first time I can see this, I can experience this and be with the girls, and it's really special. And yeah, I felt like sharing that. Thanks for the space, and thank you all so much for your word. It's really touching. I have goosebumps all over. And thank you a lot.
Thank you for sharing that there are out there also other initiatives who are working in this direction. It is really, really good to know. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else wants to speak about the vision? Barbara?
Yes, I would. I have not the English word. Just put the thread a little longer. Imagine, and I guess everybody has a good idea because these sharings were so touching. Imagine a young woman that went to a first blood ceremony, and you heard these words like there's empowerment in it. You connect to your intuition. You don't feel shame. So you're free with your blood bleeding. And you have this experience of a transition already that went in a celebrating way. And it was kind of maybe new to you that everything changes. And then you have this experience in a good way. And from there, you get into motherhood. Again, a period of life where everything changes for you. But you already have that power, this connecting to your intuition probably. And then how would you differently confront whatever is to confront, like fears or concerns or some new things that you didn't expect at all about you becoming a mother? How powerful would that be? And now get a step further. How would you feel as a baby born out of this woman? Must be something completely different than from a woman that feels shame and whatsoever. We heard all that. So it would give us an access to a complete new world and a complete new future. Yeah, that's what I would say to all this. And I have a little poem. It's sorry, it's in German, and it's very touching. So I am not sure whether I can read it fully because usually I need to cry, but I would love to add this. This is about a mother wishing the best for her baby and even more. Okay, I guess I read only a part of it, but let's see whether I can put the English version a little bit in the chat then. Ich wünsche dir, mein Kind, dass das Leben gut zu dir ist, aber mehr noch, dass du lernst, gut zu sein zum Leben. Ich wünsche dir, mein Kind, dass du geliebt wirst, aber mehr noch, dass du lernst zu lieben, unabhängig davon, ob man dich liebt. Ich wünsche dir, mein Kind, dass du nicht einsam gelassen wirst, aber mehr noch, dass du den Mut findest, ganz alleine zu stehen, damit sich dir das Geheimnis des All-Eins-Sein erschließt, welches dich nähren und dir Freiheit schenken wird. Ich wünsche dir, mein Kind, dass dir Gerechtigkeit widerfährt, aber mehr noch die Fähigkeit, die Wahrheit zu erkennen in dieser verwirrten Welt und in Stille zu gründen inmitten von Lärm. Ich wünsche dir, mein Kind, dass der Schmerz, der dir zugefügt werden wird, deinem Herzen nicht Zerstörung, sondern Verwandlung bringen wird, sodass du dich darin nicht verschließen, sondern weiten wirst. Und in all dem will ich dich tragen und unterstützen und dir ein Zuhause sein in meinem Herzen. Thank you.
Hey.
My own excitement that I didn't have to come to tears, I'm sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Barbara. I think that is nearly a good closing poem for us. So thank you for sharing that. And even those who might not have understand the word will have understood the feeling and the vibration of it. Thank you very much.
I would like to add one thing, Aidrun. Is it okay? Do we have the time? 1 minute. One sentence that Mira Michel many times quoted to us was the sentence of the Dalai Lama saying it will be the Western women who save the world. And I think it's exactly by that what we are talking about, that we might be able to save this world. So this work is so much more important than we might receive when we get one of these ceremonies. It's really about saving the world. And the world needs the women, the voices of women, the voices of women that stand in their power, that stand in a circle of sisters. So let's bring it to the world. It's worth it. Thank you.
Thank you, Gisela. Let's bring it to the world, my dear sisters. So I'm really grateful and thankful for our coming together here. And I thank you all for being here, for speaking up, for sharing your experiences, your vision, your heart. And I'm thanking our teacher Mira Michel for giving us part of these experiences and helping us to go on this road. Thank you, Mira. And I really would thank also Julian and all the people who made possible that this Caravan of Unity Europe, Europe. This was too quick, Julian. Coming. Yeah. So, Julian, thank you for and your team for making it happen that a platform like this can go into the world and give us the opportunity to bring this really into the world. Thank you.
And last but not least, thank you, Aidrun, for your wonderful moderation. So beautiful how you got the strings always together. Thank you, sister. Oh, Mira is here.
Have a good time and let's work on this vision.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Blessings.